Hello. Welcome to another episode of Lost Lagosians, a podcast covering topics about Lagosians, Nigerians, and Africans in diaspora, as well as trending topics and challenges of Africans living inside and outside of Africa. I'm your host, Brodda Mike. Thank you guys for being here today. This is going to be a fun episode. You're all going to love it. I'm sure of that. So I'm out in Lagos right now. I'm actually visiting for the summer, and I was able to connect with fellow podcasters. Particularly, I'm talking about the Nigerian Experience Podcast. Super amazing guys. Had a lot of fun with them. Just kind of catching up with them and talking about what they do. I suggest you guys follow Timo, Yeni, and Akim. Those guys are doing amazing things and just really kicking it. Their podcast style is conversational. So they're just having a conversation in most cases about things going on. Occasionally, they have guests on their podcast as well. And they cover a wide range of topics. This week's episode, I was on and I was interviewed on the podcast, and they were just asking me what's the experience with me, kind of visiting Nigeria again just this summer. Just a lot of insights, really fun, really exciting. We talked about filling stations and fuel scarcity. We talk about buying akara and a core, the different types of Lagosians, the airport issues. Talked about people improvising INEC officials. ENDSARs, being a student in university in Nigeria, bribery, you name it. We talked about so many things. So you guys are in for a treat. It's a little longer than usual, but it's fun. I recommend you guys to kind of check them out at the Nigerian Experience Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I had fun, and I'm sure they all had fun, and you guys are going to enjoy this episode. The audio is a little choppy in the beginning, but it gets better as we get into the podcast recording. So please bear with us. Just the first couple of minutes might be a little bit not very clear, but as you kind of listen on, it kind of gets better. It's just one of the many challenges of podcasting from Nigeria. Please don't forget to listen to wherever you get your podcasts if you're finding any value in this. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the show.
Yeah, what's good, Yeni?
I'm fine.
Yeah, how you doing, man? How's it been?
Fine, just surviving through the weather, Man,
the weather is really crazy, to be honest. It's really crazy. It's been really crazy
Very crazy.
This past few weeks. Yeah.
Few weeks or month since June.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks. Weeks run into months, of course. So, yeah, welcome to today's episode. I think Akim is trying to connect. I don't know. It's Nigerian network as usual. One of the things that always tries to limit everything. So, how this is a new episode. It's a new month. As usual, we record life and like everything we do has like limited what we do. That's our record into a month. So we have to like go with the flow as usual. So it's nice having you guys back here again. And so our listeners,
Yes.
welcome again. We are here for you as usual to serve you the best. Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great things. I hope you're staying away from crime. I hope you are trying to get the bag. I hope you are trying to. Yeah, I hope you're trying to like stack up and make enough money so you can survive in this country. I hope you're doing the right thing, and I hope you're living good. So yeah, we have come again to this episode. We're here to like give you the best, like I said. So moving swiftly, like I love to say, we have a guest for you guys today. So yeah, he's a guest, and also is the entire episode it's more like a podcast collab. Yeah, a really nice guest we have here today. So we have Brodda Mike from the Lost Lagosians podcast here with us today. Hi, Mike.
Hi, guys.
It's lovely to have you here today.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yo, welcome to our podcast, man. Thanks for having me here today.
Welcome in Akim. Finally, it took ages for you to join.
That's Akim.
I beg no vex. That's Swift. Now Swift, they do me strong things.
Oh my God! I saw your lamentation that you were writing, guy. This country is dead,
I paid 20K for data and I paid 20K for data, and they are telling me that, oh, your payment was not successful. Reason because your payment was approved, and I'm going like, oh, sorry, how does that work?
Yeah, it's so tiring.
Oh,
you pay
I'm tired of it. Lagos is draining.
For data, or only to get like, you cannot even get bare minimum good connection, talk less of like having it very fast. It's well, I heard they are trying to bring in this stuff. What is the name of that stuff again? Was it Elon Musk? I saw that too that time. I don't know if you knew about it, Akin. The stuff about that network.
Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink.
Yeah, hopefully it's fast, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Now to start the collab with guys and try to pay for that stuff, guy, nothing like good network. People will pay. That's just like the fact. People like to pay for good things. You get, so people will definitely pay for these things. So far, it's serving them. So, welcome in, Brodda Mike. I had to like be there for a minute since we had that came on. So, welcome in, guys. Hope you're good. Yeah, let's hear from your ends. And you can also like, since it's a podcast collab, you can also like reach out and say hi to your listeners. Yeah, you get.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you, Timo. Yeah, my audience is actually a global audience. They're all over the place, so that's kind of cool and nice that you're saying hi to my audience, and hi to your audience too. So thank you guys for having me. Really, really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, it's nice having you here too. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about. It took long before I could like try to like come up with a name finally, but I came up with something. So today's episode will be solely based on like talking about how Lagos and the entire Nigeria generally has deteriorated over the years. Like it's really a thing to talk about because it is really disheartening to like see like other countries that are not up to like your country are, like moving forward and developing, while your own country is like
we are just going backwards in this country.
It's really sick. And it's not just going backwards. As if you're driving and you put your car to reverse and you're tossing the car so fast, like your leg just did throttle, guy. It does the throttle go back, and the country is just there, guy. moving back with speed, guy. You're reversing on like 180.
With speed,
guy. It's so crazy, to be honest. Well, yeah. We're here to like discuss it. Then we have Brodda Mike, who is like not really in Nigeria. Yeah, he's a Nigerian, of course, a Lagosian too. You hear the name of his podcast, Lost Lagosians. By the way, you can check them out on IG. You can check them out on other podcast listening platforms too. Lost Lagosians. You definitely like enjoy their content. So back to it. He has not been in Nigeria for like a long time, so we'll try to like counterbalance his experiences when he was here, 2001, 2000, and now, yes, like compared to like now and then, like you get. So, Brodda Mike, yeah, based on like yes, you came back recently. So, what is your like? Your how will I put it? I'm trying to like find the right word. What do you feel like currently based on like how it used to be to how it is now? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Timo. Thank you, Yanni, and thank you, Akim, again for having me on here. Really, really appreciative of the opportunity again. So your question is how has Nigerian fared or looked like since when I was here last? Just for clarification, I've just been here about a week, so it's not that long. So a lot of the things that I will be talking about or questions I'll be answering, it's just based on my time here for a week. So most likely, like with all things, they get better with time. So my hope is that as I stay here longer or visit more often, things will get better. So it's from that angle that I'm saying that. And I'm just saying that. So don't really, hold me or anybody necessarily like around someone and say, yeah, I say you are wrong because you're here. I just don't have that disclaimer out there. That I'm just here for a week.
We are here to do the counter, so yeah, we'll be stepping in when necessary. So.
Hey, absolutely. So it's a broad question you're asking because there are a lot of there are a lot of parameters to look at, or for lack of better terms, there are a lot of lenses at which you can observe, like someone who, you know how there's some movies they talk about time travel where you go to like Mars or Pluto or wherever, and then you fly for like, you think you're gone for like 2 years, but it's like 50 years. Then you come back and like, what has changed? So from that lens, I'm kind of like, what has happened since I last left Nigeria? One thing I would say first is that the roads have not gotten better. The roads are definitely not as good as I remember them being. Then I also think the traffic. So I'm in Lagos. I'm based here in Lekki for my time here, around Badore area. So, and I actually, I've been to Ikeja. Then I also went to Ikorodu. And it took me like a day. And what I'm finding out is that from folks is that you don't just go anywhere you want to go in Lagos. You have to know where to go when. I find that quite shocking.
For a very small state, Lagos is quite small compared to other states I've been to. It's quite shocking. But it's a shock for you. Yeah, we are probably part of the 1% that is shocked. We are not shocked. Before you go out in Lagos, you have to like plan. You have to be strategic about it. You have to be really strategic. And again, this week is like towards the festivity season. Yeah, back at the Salah to our Muslim listeners. So these times are really, really sick. Times like this, markets, prices, like the traffic, hike in transport fare. Yesterday, places that they carry for 400 naira were carried for 1,000 naira, 800 naira, and like that, yeah, like it's really sick. But like I don't know, to people in this like side, it's not like more like a norm. They see it like okay, it's the norm, and they just like live with it. And I think it's like it's a thing generally for most Nigerians. No matter the issue that comes, if you bring first scarcity, people will still find a way to cope. We are more of copers than people that move forward out of things and trying to find the solution. We tend to cope more than find solutions to things. People will just definitely cope, bring anything to us and else they will cope, and it's very bad because I feel that's like why we are so underdeveloped.
What you're saying is that we are copers. We like to cope instead of finding a solution. My question or my follow-up to that is, like when I was here, of course, I was much younger then, but one thing I noticed was that it wasn't always this like congested. I just feel like there are more people that have moved into Lagos since then.
Yeah, sure. Lagos is now very, very occupied.
I think most of the main cause for like this reason, the main reason for what you just said, I think Nollywood has like high role to play because Nollywood has really messed up the mentality of coming to Lagos to make it.
Exactly. Going to the city, Lagos is the city, and it's in a month or two.
When people in Lagos have never made it, Lagos is like a real trench, man. People don't really know. I think people need to know these things. Lagos is like a big, deep trench. I just wish people could like know these things and know, but like I see from their angle because you know how like Lagos is like the center for business and stuff. So like you're more likely to get a job that will pay more in Lagos than like any other place in Nigeria. Then you're more likely to sell anything you have. People sell nonsense. People just put stuff in plastic or in plastic bags, jump on buses, and they are selling already. People have built houses from doing that. So like I see what they see. Yes. You see the fact that I think the population of Lagos is like what is causing that. So like the population is a lot. So like it tends to like there's like more opportunities for people because other people come. The population can like contain the opportunities that come, but even the population now is even more than the opportunities, sadly. Well, yeah, I get their points, honestly.
And how Nollywood is the culprit for all of this. Yeah. I think that's interesting. I mean, you also say people are selling nonsense. I've seen some of that, and I believe that the population congestion, we talk about traffic now, the population congestion allows people to be able to sell what you call nonsense. And because people sell things on the road, they actually contribute to the traffic because, you don't want to, you want to drive carefully and people are in the way trying to sell stuff. And when they are selling you stuff, what they are selling might not be what you really want to do. An example I have is, I think it was 2 days ago when I was around that Yaba area. There's this guy trying to clean. So I drive, right? Here I've been driving. So I drive myself. There was this guy that was cleaning the windshield wiper. And I was like, no. So with the windshield wiper, there are different models and type. You don't know if the one you are trying to clean, you don't know if you're trying to fix is my size. One was trying to clean it. I told him no, then went away. The other guy was trying to change the windshield. It's like it's staged, like they're working together. The windshield cleaner, the windshield, changer. So I find that quite fascinating because this guy tried to clean. I tell him no. Then another guy comes over and the guy's trying to change my windshield. So to your point, the people are trying to sell no. So there's just marketing opportunities. My follow-up or question that is rather, could those who sell stuff like in the shops or somewhere else, and would that perhaps help alleviate traffic?
I don't think that is like a solution because how many of them wants to get shops? These people are like so many. They're like in all the traffic, and I think
it's like a competition between them.
Yeah. But the people own shops. Definitely, there are like a lot of shops and shop blocks everywhere. But their own type of business, that's their own type of like trading is based off on hawking. That's that way. Which is like wrong. Yes, like very, very wrong and like dangerous. But like I don't think them sitting. If you sit down in a shop with people to come and wash, for people to come and wash their windshield,
nobody wants to come to your shop to wash.
Nobody will come to your shop. So like they can be like, yeah. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't think I don't see. Yeah, I don't see a solution.
I'd counter that. I would actually counter that. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I'm countering that heavily.
Yeah.
As someone that's like a car fan, as like guy, I go on YouTube studying cars and like all those kind of things. I'll tell you that I don't want you to touch my windshield. I don't want you to wash my car because your microfiber is probably tearing my expensive paint. What happens when I drive a G-Wagon that I paid maybe $3,000 for a special paint and you carry that same rag that's enter gutter and wash my car and then you spoil my paints because you're trying to make 200 naira? I'm sorry. I was in Abuja. This rubbish that's happening in Lagos doesn't happen there. Guy, I was ranting that I entered 3K Uber.
That's what we are trying to say. Lagos is definitely
Uber to buy cord of 500 naira.
Lagos is definitely not Abuja.
I'll do that rather than you spoil my car.
Lagos is not Abuja, to be honest. Lagos is not Abuja. These things are like...
But it should not be happening. Just because it's not Lagos, not Abuja, should not be happening. It should not be happening at all.
It should not be happening.
But who wants to chase them off?
Vote for me for governor in 2040. I'll do it for you.
I think it's now campaigning.
Yes.
And your logo will be, I will get rid of the street sellers. That's your team.
Brodda Mike. So imagine your entire agenda to become a governor based off on chasing people that sell on the streets. You'll be losing woefully. You'll be losing by a margin.
Votes.
No, that's not my campaign.
Okay, I thought that was your campaign strategy because these are like the major voters.
No, it's not my campaign strategy.
Because most of the
no one will edit it out. We won't add that to the podcast. We'll remove that part.
So from your view, Brodda Mike, what other thing has changed? Like maybe what other thing has changed? Like for bad, aside the road, and that's the road thing.
What else has changed? It depends on for the good or for the bad. Why don't we talk about the good? I like the Uber thing. I like that it's Uber. So I like the Uber part. I like that it's Uber. I like that there is now Google Maps. I was quite shocked because I was told about Google Maps. The Google Maps is a thing, and I didn't really get to actually heavily. I didn't get to use it heavily until recently. So I was quite impressed actually by that. So that's something on the positive. I do know something bad. I'm sorry, like I say a few positive and the negative one just raised his head up. So one thing I think is negative is I'm working so hard here to stay positive, guys. I think it's MM2, the local airport. if you are traveling, like I did just a couple of days ago, out of Lagos, for example, if you are traveling, it's good to drop off. But when you drop someone off, like I heard people jump into your car, like this last man guy, because you shouldn't be dropping somebody off in front of the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So my cousin who dropped me off was like, "Oh, I can't drop you there." I'm like, "Why? Why can't you drop me?" He's like, "Oh no, you won't understand. You won't understand." So we had to go into the parking garage, not garage, but parking structure. Let's go into parking structure. In the parking structure, so I got on the plane, got to my destination. I called him. He's like, "Oh yeah, that." The reason is because they technically don't want people to be dropped off in front because of traffic. And the solution is that you go into the parking garage. And I was like, that makes no sense. Then he further went on to explain to me that whoever built the parking garage was not getting a lot of customers and it wasn't making a lot of revenue. So he had to talk to, again, this is my experience. Rumors, not necessarily true. Take it as you feel. But basically, the guy wasn't making a lot of money.
I like the disclaimer part. Okay.
Yeah, it's very important because I'm not in government. I'm an outsider.
Sounds like like a thing in Nigeria would do. Okay.
Yeah, but you guys, Akim, Yenny, or Timame, you guys can tell me, like, is that like when I travel, you get off at the airport in front and you walk, because that's part of what you pay for your ticket. The airlines help with maintaining the road and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. But and I told my cousin that wasn't really far-fetched, because when I came to Nigeria a little while ago, my sister that followed me to the airport, they didn't let her into the airport. Even though everywhere in the world, somebody will accompany you to the counter. If you go to the counter to get your boarding pass, somebody always, your family, they will see you off through security, right? But here they were like, so at Murital, I know they do this. You have to like give somebody money so that person can go into the airport with you. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So at MM2, they don't want you to kind of like drop someone off so you can go and park. I don't know why that's happening. Hopefully someone is listening to us and they can try to explain why I have to go into a parking garage to pay, even though I'm flying.
In Lagos here, most of the things is like more business-wise. So like you paying that you're enriching someone's pocket doing that. So if that person is not getting the money, then they have to like enforce rules that will make you do that thing for the person to definitely get their money. Because there are a lot of things wrong about the Nigerian airports, to be honest. From leaking rules, like the list is too long, honestly. I don't even know what to start from. But about this issue, I think it's more like business. It's more like a business strategy. You don't even necessarily have to drop people at the airport in Lagos here for them to like arrest you or tow your vehicle, guy. You can just want to park somewhere to get something. They are not parked on the road. There was a day I was at Akim's. Yeah, I drove to Akim's and I parked. Then they were towing one vehicle like that. Akim, if you remember, from the road. But I did not park on the road. I like entered. Their gate is not like very big and there were like cars inside. And his house is like on the road. I now parked. I now saw them towing vehicles. I had to like come down and stuff. So like there's nothing Nigerians do not use to make money. So like most of these issues from NEPA, that's PHCN, to every other sector, they have targets. Like they have,
what do you mean targets?
Yeah, monthly targets, yearly targets, like stuff like that. For like from amounts that monies they must like turn over. Okay, at the end of the month, this is your turnover. So even electricity wise, you don't necessarily have to have lights before you pay bills. Even without having good power supply, you already have a bill, a crazy bill. Like somebody's coming to give you a bill of 10,000 naira per month when you do not even use light. If they calculate the hours, you do not use light for 4 days in the entire month. So then they come, but you're mandated to pay because, okay, this is like the budget that has been shared, and this is the share of your house. Nonetheless, if you guys have light or use light or not, so like that is like one of the issues. So it's just like
so what you're saying. Sorry to interrupt you. What you're saying is that if they're not able to meet that target, they would have to make a phone call and say, okay, let's see how to frustrate people so we can meet that target.
Totally. Yes.
Wow.
They have to like find strategies to meet up with their targets. So this
interesting.
for electricity, I'll speak from my own area. This is the thing they do. You might not have light for like very long. Then once like
What part of Lagos are you?
I stay in Surulere on the mainland. So once it's time for like us to pay, of course, then they do this thing of bringing the lights often. So probably you have like 2 hours light every day. Then once it's close to 15, 16, you start having 7 hours. Okay. Then you start like, okay, this is fair. This is fair. Then after the payday, you go back to basic, rinse and repeat like that. And like I said initially, Nigerians are coopers. You just go and buy fuel. So like everything is so crazy now. Especially these few years, these past years, that's been very crazy. Even worse because now we have to like now we have been having security from everything, man. Now, even from the light issue, when there's no light and people are trying to cope, quote unquote, they are trying to like find a way around the government's incapability and to find a way to like go around their businesses and stuff. They want to buy fuel, of course. They want to buy diesel. They want to buy petrol. Then the filling stations are locked due to stupid reasons. People are politicking over fuel and stuff, and suffering the entire country. Imagine there have been days I do crypto and NFTs. There have been days that I have to like, and most of the time I have to be active so I can like see what is happening. There have been days my laptop will be off like this. There's no lights. You go to the filling stations, they are all locked. Most times they have fuel. You ask people around, they will sell for around 3 a.m. into midnight. They sell fuel to the people that will pay high, people that will pay highest. And there's fuel, they will buy more fuel and they steal fuel. Just stupid things. And I think the problem of the entire country, Lagos, let's focus on Lagos too. I think it's not just based off of the government. I think everybody is actually the problem in this country. To be honest, if we are deep in it properly, government that like have a major part to like to account for, since like they are there, they were elected to make these changes. So
man, I agree with you so much on this, Timothy. Timothy, let me give you a quick example. Yeah. So the other day I was trying to buy akara at Ogi. I don't like beans, it gives me heartburn. But that day I was just craving this akara at Ogi and I'm like, something must kill a man. Oh yeah, now we'll do this thing. I went to the streets. The first place they were out of akara, people were queuing for akara, they were making puff. I'm like, first things first, this is horrible products market fit, but what do I know? I'm just a bloody young man that is being rude here, so just shut up and queue. They fried the first one, puff. Second time, not to fry again. People were asking for akara and we're still frying puff. People that tried to complain were like, what do you know? And so I just walked away because I didn't want to get dragged into that conversation. I went to another spot and then I got there. Of course, I met people there. They sold all of them. I was next. And then the next thing, this guy was busy flirting with this girl beside me. That's my friend. And that one messed me there. And of course, we're like, okay, akara, 100 naira each. And Ogi also. The next thing, it gave to this girl. The next thing that the mother that is frying the akara, that owns the place, just said, hey, please don't sell to that boy. Give my friend here, akara 500. Give this one 1,000. Give this one 2,000. And she literally sold the entire thing off in my front to people that came after me. And I went like, you say there's problem with the government, there's nepotism. What did you just do? On akara.
Very crazy in this part of the country, guy.
On akara.
That's why I said.
On akara.
No, thank you. That's a good example, Hakim. I want to dovetail. When I was buying gas at the gas station, right? I'm here buying gas. And I noticed that a couple of things. Number one, why are they selling gas to those in the cans than the cars? Like, that's something I don't know why.
Okay. I
show up with the car,
I think we should be able to answer.
I hope they don't run your gas. Go ahead.
They collect, most of the time, they collect extra money from people buying in cans. So, like in jerry cans. So, like, that's why most of the time.
Call it what it is. Oh, okay, 15 naira, 100 naira, depending on how much you are buying.
So
call it what it is, I beg.
You are not paying for.
That's like money for. So that means if you buy a gallon of gas for like, it's 165 right now, they will collect 15 naira extra if you have a jerry
15
can.
naira extra.
Than the car.
Depending if you're buying a 50-liter can, they might collect up to 200 naira or 100 naira probably.
I know, but I got there before them. That's what like Akim was talking about. I got there before those guys.
Yeah. It's not like.
So why should they serve those guys before me? Because that doesn't make sense.
Because you're not paying for Owokan, and that's how like Nigeria. It just totally makes no sense, to be honest. But like that's what I'm saying. I think before any like reform or restructuring that can be done in this country or can happen in this country rather, I think a lot of narratives needs to change. I think like people need to be like people need to be educated. You don't need to. It's not by you don't get the educated. I mean, does not mean having a degree or like having SSC or something. You might so many jihadists go to school, but like they still feel it's okay to kill people for the sake of another person. Because if I don't support any religion at all, fighting for anybody, because I feel if somebody is truly supreme, you don't need to fight for anybody. So I think the education people need to get is how life is supposed to be. Many people have like been used to the type of life they get, and they don't really know how to live and how to like be decent people. So it's like I think most times it's like everybody should at the end of the day, but it's resting on one part than the other. That's some people like are very worse. So I think people need to be educated, like how to live. There was one time I said I was like way younger. I said they should start before I told my dad that before Nigeria can get better, like they should start flying people out batch by batch. Let them go like on an excursion for like 2 weeks. See how things
come back.
See how things are being done in like in saner climes. And then come back and see how things are being done. I think that will like enlighten a lot of people. Because how do you start telling somebody to stop selling their pepper near the rail track where you know that trains pass at the speed and you have seen so many people die in that place, and you still wake up every morning to go and mount on that rail track to sell your clothes at Ikeja, to sell your pepper, to sell your gogo. I'm not saying people should not also. Definitely, you have to also before you make bread. But most of the times, there are times that government have, especially our government have provided blocks of like shops. To be honest, some of those shops are very expensive. I have to like say that. So it's not like I'm not like also getting the people's view. But even if they make some of these shops 1,000 naira per month, people rather not pay for these shops. They don't want to pay for anything at all. Some people just want to like have life. They want to have everything free, which is like not possible. If you want to enjoy good governance, if you want to enjoy good things, that's why people say tax is so high in the UK. But people are not complaining because for every tax
they have the stability.
Yes, you're seeing why you're paying these taxes.
I have a friend of mine who lives in Alakpere, and as you guys know, it's been raining in Lagos a lot. So drove to Alakpere. But you guys know Alakpere, like it's very bad. Like the road is like just really, really bad. So speaking of taxis, this road was so bad, it's not motorable. Like it's a road car should not be going on. So obviously I didn't drive because that place was just so bad. And yeah, it's like, don't worry, I have experience here. So we are driving and we'll get to a point where, you know how you're driving and see cars turning back. You can see the road is so bad. So the car was like, this car will say, I'm going to try because I can do it. And then in the middle of the road, the guy will turn back and go back. So like, oh God, we have to go back, right? So we turn back and there's an estate next to, like, on the right-hand side. So according to the Google Maps, you can use your estates. You can use that estate to go around and cut out that piece of the road that is bad. So we pull up to the estate and the guy is like, we're not going in because it's seen us go through. And anyway, long story short, we paid the guy about 1,000 naira to use the estate so that we can use the estate to cut out the bad road. So taxis are important, but to your comments, like in Lagos, everybody is looking for an opportunity to make a buck. Like every opportunity, every chance, like because the government had like abandoned their duties. It seems like
there was something that happened of recent. I've been like talking to my friends to get their PVCs. So I took a couple of my friends out this past week to go get like their PVC done. So they won't go. So I just had to like tell them, okay, I'm going to follow the like I was free and stuff. Then I went there with them. Then we heard some guys talking about when they came the former time. They met a guy there who told them
you didn't do that for me, no be so.
Akim. So the guys told me that they were talking. We didn't even interfere with that discussion. So we're just like here and there. They said that the past week when they came, they met a guy there and like he acted like an official. That and that time they were like crowd. The crowd was like crazy. And okay, he said he was going to help them cut this crowd. And they should all pay 1,000 naira each, and they were like 15. I don't know why. I could not like understand why they did not pay, but the guy like acted that. Then later, when they were going out, they saw him in the shop selling bread. He's not even an official there. So I was trying to like also feel the fact that in this Lagos, people find ways. Nigeria generally, everybody just wants to cheat on everybody. At the end of the day, I said one time.
Sorry. Your point, Timo. Your point is that somebody was selling bread at the PVC center.
He came and guised. Yeah, he was selling bread in one of the shops outside, and he came and guised to be like an official, an INEC official that like will help them to get things done faster there, and like wanted to scam. I wanted to scam people of their money. They didn't pay. According to them, I don't know. They said they didn't pay. Well, I've paid to get a lot of things done in this country. I paid when I gained my admission in 2017. When I gained my admission in 2017, actually, sorry, I had to buy to do my clearance. I had to buy food for the woman seated there. She didn't even sending me to go and buy food for her is wrong first to get my stuff done. But that's even a different story.
She sent you to go and buy food for her.
She did not send that. That is even a totally different story. That is wrong. But if she has even done that, I was like, she asked me to use my money to buy. She said she wants to eat. Like if she does not eat, she will not be. If she does not see food, she will not be able to attend to me. I paid to do my. We paid to do that, and I think that's from Nigeria. We paid to do.
But why did you do? Let me ask you. Hold on, but why did you? You are kind of enabling that kind of. If you told it takes one to say no.
It takes one. I'm not the thing after everything. That's why I said we love to cook. I will not be the scapegoat because. If I had charged her that man, this is wrong, that all of that, she will not do anything for me, and I cannot report her to anybody. I'm literally a fresher in the school, year one. I came to do my clearance so I can just move on with my life. I've lined up for hours before it got to my turn. Then it now gets to my turn. I paid. I bought food for her the 700 naira. So I bought food for her. Make she chop. Make she go chop. If not food be a problem. Make she chop, and she did it for me. Something I'll not take 5 minutes, just like the NIN stuff. I have to bribe people at TKG, and these are the issues. These things are totally the issues. So, but at the end of the day, who do you want to report these things to? Police collection.
Timothy, let me bust you guys' head. Let me bust you guys' heads, right? Mm-hmm. So, like that thing that Brodda Mike just talked about right now, I've experienced it multiple times. But you see me, I get crazy for head. It takes one button for me to snap. I just snapped at work right now. I just got stripped at work right now. So like, it takes one button for me to snap sometimes. And I finished that guy. The guy tried something similar like that in school. So we have 2 gates at Lasso, right? So he entered through Yanoba Express. And the security failed to give the Uber driver and the reason why I'm even entering Uber then, that was year 2, was because if I should enter bus, SARS was going to arrest me. So the easiest way for me to escape, was to enter Uber to my hostel. That is 10 minutes away. I am entering Uber 500 naira or 700 naira to escape police, where I can just pay 100 naira and drop to my house. No problem. Then he picked me up at Science Complex. I got to this car. I got to the other gate, which he was going to use to exit. And they told him, they didn't give him the security stuff. He has to go back to that gate that is like almost 5-10 minutes away to go and pick up tag and come back. I'm like, hey, you ask on whose money? And this guy, I came down from the car. I was like, okay, security. So even the new security, I was like, what is doing you? I was like, what is doing yoga? This guy, it's not his fault. I even like spoke polite. I didn't even charge you. I was being polite. Bro, how far now? I beg, like this guy, I beg na Uber. You know, say go the cows, go they read. One guy say none of his business. So the next thing, this guy pulled his shotgun from Oyster. As he did that, the button snapped in my head. That day, okay, low-key, I got that guy suspended. I legit got that guy suspended in school. I was not going to take it. I was like, nah, you want to play power with me? One guy that came that, he's security. I'm like, you're the head of security. For a fact, I know the real head of security. He's a family friend. You're in trouble today with me. That day, I ended up paying 2005.
You could only do your way because you knew the head of security.
You're legit students too.
I could do my way. I could do my way that day. I would do my way that day because I'm a student in the school. And he was always do shit about it.
You could do your way and get locked up.
You lock me up in school, inside the school compound.
Guy, they will
inside the school compound. Inside the school compound, I swear to God, I'll lock the school gates. I swear to God, I'll lock the school gates. Timothy, you know me now. I'm very calm. I'm probably the nicest person you know. But don't let that button snap.
He's the nicest person you know.
Outside the school. It was outside the school.
Maybe because you're in last.
Yeah, inside the school. Inside the school. Inside the school.
But at the end of everything,
bro, you don't understand what he did. Timothy, do you understand what he did? Do you understand what he did? He pulled his gun from Oyster and cocked it at an unarmed student. That is all I need to do and finish him on Twitter.
I never said it
That's
was right.
all.
You're saying all these things.
That's all. I'll finish him.
I'm not saying anybody cannot fight these things. I'm not saying you cannot make your tweet. I'm not saying you cannot trend the issue. I'm saying out of people that cannot, these things should not be happening normally. So, but at the end of the day, the truth now is it's only people that like have.
Because Timothy, I've listened to you for a while. It feels like you are giving rationale to people doing rubbish. So let me talk my own talk now. Because I've come and say, doesn't Timothy they talk since he does the alliance say, this is why they do this. But I'm like, am I right or wrong? If you like say, he's always giving like reason why they are doing it. He doesn't. I don't want to know the reason. I'm not taking it. I am not taking it. Simple.
I'm not supporting these people.
I
am not supporting.
No. It's all wrong now. All wrong. That's how. Okay.
No, go ahead. Finish you. You said you're not done. I can finish.
I think.
Okay. So guys, in school again, right? Brodda Mike, have you heard Steve Jobs' speech? Have you ever heard one of Steve Jobs' speech about like round peg in a square hole?
Yeah, I heard that. It's a popular speech.
Yeah. So I used that speech for my acknowledgement, and I got blasted in school. Yeah,
why?
So I don't want to insult my lecturers or anything, but I won't lie, I was really pissed off that day. Like, this guy is like 30 years old, he's a professor, good for you. You're making it in life, congratulations. I'm a product manager. I'm also making it in my life. I just need my degrees to get out of here. Thank you. I'm not begging you for work or money or anything. And then like, it was like, oh, my people, most of the people, like 6 lecturers, they had issues with the acknowledgement. So I have no problem with you having issues with my acknowledgement, saying, oh, you don't feel it is academic enough. Fine and good. But then he picked an issue saying, what do I mean by the weird ones and the imperfects? And I'm going like, I don't understand. In my mind, I was like, wait, do you think you're perfect? Of course, I didn't say anything. I was like, no, like, I'm studying, okay, for context, guys, I studied mathematics. I studied mathematics in school. Okay, so guys, I just graduated from Lagos State University. I studied maths for 4 years, unofficially 6 years, because of strike, COVID-19 and everything. So, right, this is my final year thesis. I think you guys in America call it thesis now. So I was given this topic, some of M Poison. I should like deep dive on that thing. First thing that happened to me that day, they asked me, oh, okay, I should give a daily example of where that's piece of formula is used in our daily lives. And in my thesis, I brought out TSA. I brought out America TSA data, and I used it I used the formula on it to show how America has been using it and all. But then your question to me that day, was I should give you an example that we use in our daily lives. Now, even if you want me to talk about the airport, you say, give me an example, but you were very specific, which was why in my own mind, I didn't give the airport example again. Was that even Jeff Bezos doesn't travel every day. He doesn't use the airport every day. I thought slow down. And I gave an example. And then this guy was going like, I asked you for what is in your book. I'm like, sorry, you said a daily life. I gave them example of Google Maps, right? Like, okay, that's what Google Maps uses to calculate traffic data when there is no phone available. So, for example, context again, when you are traveling like Lagos to Ibadan, what Google Maps used to do to know how the traffic is partially your phone and a bunch of other things. But during my research, I also found out that there's a threshold of data that they will have before they will actually push that info out. If not, they will reverse back to calculating it manually using historical data and traffic times and everything. That's why if you go to Google Maps, sometimes you see, oh, busier than usual, not busier than usual. That average is almost it refreshes almost every hour. And in some places, every 30 minutes. How they are able to do that? Because of this formula. It's part of what they are using. And that was basically my conversation. I told me I didn't know anything. So I felt like, number one, you felt that, I was trying to flex on you when I went to Google Maps and I was talking because the first time I did it.
You want flex on your lecturer for Nigeria.
That's what he feels.
You correct your
But here's the problem. That's the only way I could defend that project.
They will burn you, guy. These guys will burn you.
But that was the only way I could explain it. That's the only way I could explain it. I don't know. I don't understand the formula. Let me not even lie.
I'm still trying to solidify your point. I'm trying to say that if you try to make your Nigerian lecturers understand what they don't understand, which is right, or they make a mistake and you're trying to correct them, no matter how humble you are, 90% of them will burn you, guy. But how
you are flexing on them? They'll burn you on this.
Yeah, they feel you're flexing on. They will burn you, guys. These guys will burn you. They will sacrifice everything to burn you. They will burn you, guys. If you even feel the cause, guy. Now, man, steadily avoiding all these people, man.
So, Timo, what I want to say, Timo, is that based on what that Kim is saying, I'm sensing that two of you are different personalities. So in my observation and, with our podcast about Lagosians, I've been observing there's like different type of Lagosians. So I think that Timo is, again, it's just my observation. I could be wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Disclaimer as usual. Okay.
My disclaimer, of course, you have to disclaim. My disclaimer, is that, I could be wrong about this, but it's just based on my observation. Primarily, there are 5 types of Lagosians. So hear me out, right? There's one type of Lagosian, which is, I believe that's what Timo is. And those are, this world is not my own Lagosians. They are the guys they're like, this world is not my own. I'm not going to do gra-gra. This woman is hungry. I'll use my money to go and buy food for her, even though she's doing her job.
Born me.
No, again, that's why I have my disclaimer. And it's not really, it's very common. And I would argue ultimately that probably 80 or 90% of Lagosians are that way. So there's nothing wrong with being that. That's the majority. But someone like Akim, I think is the other type of Lagosians, which is more like, that's the other classifications. Basically, I pass my neighbor and I can take control kind of Lagosian. I pass my neighbor means I'm better than you. I can be in charge if I need to. So that's the second classifications of Lagosians. There's also the Emilokon Lagosians. Those are the ones that believe that it's my turn. I'm the There's also these ones are the elite. They are the London Lagosians. They are the elites. They don't, if there's election, they just fly out. They don't waste their time. So one example I also noticed here is that with this example at MM2 that I talked about earlier, there are some cars that are parked at the airport. Like these cars are like your G-Wagon and they have like escort and security detail and all that. They're just parked where this world is not my own people. Where we're supposed to be coming down, those guys took over there. And they're not moving. They're waiting for the London Lagosians to arrive. Those guys, maybe they have the private jets and they're the ones that they block the whole parking lot. And if you make a mistake and try and say, you want to come down, one of those guys who is a fellow bloody Nigerian that is working for one of those London Lagosians will come out and jump in your car and break your windshield, which is kind of ironically. Then the last parts, again, there are 5 types of Lagosians. Those are the rat racers. The rat racers, Lagosians, those are those that they work 9 to 5, but they wake up at 4 a.m. to work on Lagos Island and they come back at 8 p.m. So of all these classifications of Lagosians, I think back to my comment. So there's nothing wrong with Timo being this world is not my own. I'm a gentle guy. You send me to go and buy lunch, I will go and buy for you. There's nothing wrong with being like that. I think that's a majority, but we had a lot of people who are like that past my neighbor that came out. I would argue for the ENDSARs and the Lekki Gate and all that. But the problem with that past my neighbor classification is that those guys, they'll do grab, but at the end, they will run away. Go ahead, Tim, what do you say? What do you say?
I said another disclaimer. I did protest, but of course,
you did, yeah. But you kind of graduated from this was not my own, so I passed my neighbor. But I passed my neighbor, one police come, they're all like, oh my God, I don't want anything, let them just say, hey, go ahead.
I'm in the center. I will definitely not allow myself to like get stepped on when I can like stand for myself. But like when there are instances when I can just, okay, this thing is my needs, let it go. I let it go. But to be in Lagos, I think you have to be mad. There have to like be a level of madness in you, especially if you like live in Lagos, you move around, you drive. You have to be mad. You cannot be sane and live in this Lagos, to be honest. Sanity is like far from so many Lagosians. So if you are sane, you are in the wrong place. Honestly, I think you're in the wrong place.
A lot of my experiences again I've been given is like driving because I've been kind of learning and observing. And one thing I noticed, to your point, Timo, is that like I was driving and I was crossing someone was crossing the road. This guy saw me coming and he's crossing. So I had to like swerve. A lot of drunk people like that I've taken over road.
Some people
like how can you be driving? The car is coming and you're entering the car.
Some people are looking for some people are actually looking for ways to die. The country is too hard. They want to die and they want it to be the cause of their death.
Well, I don't even want to die. I just think more of like he can't wait. He's impatient for the car to pass. And there's just that, like you said, like people are very, you have to be almost like a little bit crazy, I guess, kind of, to survive in Lagos or to even drive in Lagos for that matter.
To be honest. So a better pass by Debo might not be a wonderful name to call that class, but yes, I may be part of that. But also, like Timothy, sometimes, man, I'll just walk away. If I don't have the like energy for that thing that day, I'll just walk away. I don't have the patience because I know that like sometimes I'll just. But then again, I know I can snap at any moment. So one thing I do that I found works for me a lot was just buying an AirPod. So I'll just buy the AirPods. I just buy an AirPod and I'll turn on noise cancellation and I'm not saying shit in public bus. Like if I enter public bus, I ain't saying shit because there was one day I dragged one man that went to Tuesday. I literally did not get down my bus stop. I went to get down at Yaba. I was meant to get down at Municipal. I got down at Yaba just to make sure I schooled this guy. Like I was like, nah, you're not doing this. What was the guy? Sorry, woman rather. She was like, oh, the first sign of 666 is, for example, this NIN thing and BVN thing. The thing just snapped in my head. I'm like, do you even have sense at all? What you're saying? She's like, what's your name, Hakeem? I'm like, hey, shut up. I'm a Christian. I told her, shut up. I'm a Christian. I'm the HOD in my department, so I know what I'm saying here. And I went after this woman, like on the spot.
There is a pastor in Nigeria. I'll not call names. I'll not call anybody's name out. There's a pastor in Nigeria that pastors a church of millions of people, millions of educated people that said coronavirus during the coronavirus, and that it was based off on 4G issue. I'll be 5G.
5G.
I think that
5G. Just 5G.
It's actually pastoring people that have sense.
I can never forget that shit, man. Like, I know what you're talking about.
That was the day, and I said, okay, guy, I think people are like very
quick one. His church got suspended in UK. Quick one. Yeah, the court got closed down in UK. Wow. He has to go to court for that shit, man. Like nope, you can't come and be doing that. Thank God. Nigeria didn't do anything about it. Thank God for UK government and common sense.
No. Religion is
honestly, I have no problem. I have no problem with you going to any church. I have no problem with you doing that shit like.
It's not my business, guy.
Come on, have sense.
You must have sense, guy.
Don't say rubbish. Bro, don't teach people that people that don't know anything. Don't use your lack of sense to block other people from having sense. That's all I'm just going to say on that issue.
People that are like very religious tend not to like think about other things. So there are people that's the only way to like make them do things or make them say something or make them do something right is through the church way. So anything their religious leader says goes, which is not how to live. Just come, they tell you this thing. If you even reason them 2 times. Try to tax your brain, guy.
Timothy.
Yeah.
There's this thing that happened there. Remember Unicorn program that we were at? And one of the things that one of my mentors there said, I try to keep in touch with her. She said one thing, and that's touched me so hard. She said, I think there's a problem with Nigerians. There's a difference between being spiritual and being religious. 98% of Nigerians are religious. That's why you have a population of 100 or something million. And more than 90% of us are religious, but there's still corruption. And we're still one of the most corrupt countries. Bro, you're religious, you're not spiritual. That's two very different conversations at all. And people don't realize that.
There's like difference between like spiritual and religious. In this country, people tend to like more like just do what people see than really connecting with God or like finding that connection with God. People think, they just think going to church or like doing what they have been told is being spiritual, that's religion.
Pastor.
that one does not even piss me off. That one does not piss me off like daddy. Bro, don't you know your father? Are you a bastard? What the
pastor now?
And this daddy thing is more focused on Nigerian youth in schools. Yeah, this thing is very annoying when you're in school. That's what I don't do. I prefer to like attend maybe Anglican or Catholic or like just a normal old time church, quote unquote, like churches that have been for long. Now this new generation churches that are just now people are like taking this thing to be like a cult, man. This thing that church, why now they turn this thing to cult? People now do things like people go to pastor's house to. They have been doing this one for long, Shabo. In school campus, pastor on enjoyment for school like this. Pastor on enjoyment. People go come, they wash your clothes.
Look for instance.
People go come, they cook for you. People go come.
Timo, if I can ask you a question, if I can ask you a question actually, how do someone know when to switch between the I pass my neighbor mentality versus the this world is not my own mentality? How do you know when to switch? Because it seems like you guys switch back and forth.
How do I know when to switch?
You know when you scale the power, you.
You just know when that's the charge will just come. You just like, okay, I think I'm not taking this nonsense today.
It's even for me. For me, it's about this person how to take on. Can I take you on successfully? Because the thing that happened
is more strategic.
I went after the security man, but I didn't go after my lecturer. You see? You see what I did here? Lecturer, I apologized. And at the end of the day, when I explained, when I broke it down, they ended up clapping for me. One of the lecturers I've been afraid of. And actually, she's actually a role model now, because when I had that conversation with her, I was like, oh, really? She worked at Sterling Bank before. She was like, she was not enjoying the job and she wants to teach and she wants to lecture. And when I had that conversation with her, she broke it down like, oh, she knew where I got this. When I read it again, it's like, oh, I've heard that speech. And then we started discussing about it and everything. And then the conversation just kind of went on from there. She's like, oh, I actually agree. But they have a point of it not being academic. So you have to also know when to if I knew somebody that could outrank him there at that point, I'd have gone after him. But at that point, I knew if I should go, is my word against his. Plus, people that kind of advised me not to use that acknowledgement before. But I was like, nope, I'm using it whether you guys like it or not. So
type of person that
you have to analyze the markets.
So at the end of the day, Sha, I think the entire discourse, even though we have branched out so many bus stops, is centered on wanting a better country, like wanting a better life. So that at the end of the day, I think it has to be like a collective decision to better this country. Yeah, so I think it's not just based off on voting somebody, because like there are so many candidates now that they are trying to say, okay, if you vote for this person, I'm not saying the person does not have good intentions. How will this certain person manifest or do what they have in plan for us, you get? So it has to people have to be ready. Okay, everybody's campaigning how you want this person, People have to be ready for that person to be able to govern us properly, you get? So that's just where it boils down to. So, but at the end of the day, everybody has to play their part even before that. So you have to get your PVCs. I've been wanting to say this. So I advise everybody to like go get their PVCs. Now the registration was extended by 2 months. That's 8 weeks. After Serap INEC took court and they won. So that's been extended by 8 weeks. And now the crowd has like reduced at most places, so you can most likely get your PVCs done in a day. Now just go there early. Don't try any online nonsense. I don't think the pre-registration stuff is not working. Yeah. So
Timothy, I'll take your words for that too.
So I should come and pick you up. That's what you are trying to say like this now. I should do normal, Abi. I'll come and carry you.
No, I'm just saying that if I go and it doesn't take me an
No. It won't. To be honest, if you go early, it won't. You're not going to go and do your.
Because that's my problem. Because honestly, the election thing is quite scary.
Yeah, it's scary to be honest. I'm scared to be honest, but still, of course, we have to still try.
Yeah, I live in Cheshire that anything they stop anytime. During ENDSARs time, sorry, this is dark. During ENDSARs time, they raped about 10 girls on Isaac Street.
This still boils down to the fact that China government can't rape those people with them rape. Now still people want to like use different causes to like bring out their evil. It still boils down to people. It still boils down to people being morally upright, being sane. You don't have to be religious to be morally upright. Being morally upright is knowing the right thing to do. You don't have to be dumb. Know the right thing to do. These things are like, they are not rocket science. When this thing you're not supposed to be doing it, you carry dirty, go they throw it from inside gutter. Look at the rain now. Everywhere is messed up. See Lagos, now mega city. Now say we don't build mega city. Now we have to start buying canoe once, so in case water just fall out. And this thing is not just affecting people on the mainland alone. Maybe because mainland is viewed as one of the low life sites in Lagos. It's affecting the islands.
Our cousins that are in 100 million island, 100 million slum.
You buy $100 million
slum.
$100 million slum guy in Lagos here. You buy $100 million house and he's still a ghetto guy, fucking trenches. Because when rain falls, we all become the same thing. You are in the trenches, bro.
Yo,
water don't even full my street. The way water full your street, bro.
In the trenches. I'm like
trenches. That's the trenches, guy. Lagos,
bro, my hostel in last week Gondo. I am more comfortable in driving as a Gondo, Yanopaja, Egbeda when it rains than going to Lekki. Because I know the rain is going to drain.
Imagine buying house for millions and you cannot enjoy it, guy. So at the end of the day, all boils down to us, like I was saying, making a change. So people should try, get your PVCs and vote. Don't just get your PVC, vote. And don't sell your vote. I'm not saying, okay, you want to vote for somebody, you should not vote for them. Vote for them. If you think anybody is who you want to vote for, now you savvy. If you feel yes, but you must actually do your assignments. You must do your work and check with the person you're trying to vote for. Okay, who is the person that can this person really do this and that? So that is about that from me. So, Brodda Mike, Akim, over to you guys.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think that to what I think it might have been Akim or Timo, one of them was saying earlier that they went to get the PVC card and a bread seller came and was basically acting like it was an INEC official. So just be careful, be on the lookout. Don't bribe anybody, don't pay anybody. This is your right as a Nigerian citizen and as a Lagosian. So I'm really happy to be here, guys, and hopefully we'll do more collabs in the future. This has been fun.
We really enjoyed the episode. Let me even speak for myself. I really did enjoy this episode. So yeah, it was really nice. So Akim.
Yo, it was fun, man. It was nice ranting to somebody that understands. Because half the time I look like an abnormal person.
Oh man.
It's why I just shut up.
Anyway, probably our next episode we'll try to like talk migration plans. I don't know, probably, because for somebody like me, I think for somebody like me, I would still like to like experience life outside to be able to like see, like be in senior clients and see how people do things. So we'll discuss that in our next episode together. So yeah, it was really
for
nice
somebody like me. I believe in Nigeria.
Believe my bro, I believe in Nigeria too, but
believe in Nigeria.
The outcome of how
and that's 300 million people in a place less than Texas.
Yeah. The results of 2023 elections will determine a lot of things, not just for me, like for a whole lot of Nigerians too. Because even before like now, last year, 2021 was like a whole lot of Twitter guy. You on Twitter, you guys see, welcome to a newer dispensation. Welcome to a newer dispensation. Welcome to that picture of that woman from what's the name of that movie again? I've forgotten the name. Welcome to a newer dispensation. Yeah, people are really japping like this, and it's based on like finding better life and like a greener pasture, quote unquote.
It's a choice, and I support whatever anybody decides.
After 2023 elections, I'll be able to like make my decisions. Am I really staying here, or will I go out, travel out, and then start wishing you people love and light? Then be dropping my motivational speech once for you people, and be loving Nigeria. Yeah, it's easier to love Nigeria from outside Nigeria, guy. Yeah, at least you're outside, guy. You're not loving Nigeria. It's very easy. Because they send love and light to people in the air. So that's it, for me. Thank you so much, everybody. I had to leave because of network. My network was really bad. Love from my ends. So, Brodda Mike, any
guys, don't forget to do what excites.
As usual. So, any last?
Do what excites, Brodda Mike. Sorry, I'm still in your
It's great to have you guys. Great to be on here. Thank you, Hakeem. Thank you for having me on. Thank you, Timo.
As usual, guys, the way don't forget to share this episode if you enjoyed it to your friends and family for them to listen. Don't forget to like give us our flowers. Those likes and reviews really matter a lot. Then you can also drop your take on this episode on our socials as usual. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Please, guys, before you end this recording, guys, please don't forget, do excites. Toast that girl you want to see. If a girl, toast that guy with the eye.
Can
guys,
you end the episode already?
That's all I have to say this week.
Akim, don't do this to yourself. So the recording can end.